Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Chase on Two Wheels here at Mountain Motorsports in Roswell, Georgia. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing a first ride on the 2021 model of Ducati's 900 Monster. This is the Monster Plus model. We'll get into all the models that they have. I love this space. I love these kind of like high-level nakeds. I think today's going to be a phenomenal day. I think you guys are excited, and if you are, do me a favor, hit that like button. Now that you've done that, thank you so much. I don't want to waste y'all's time. I want to go ride a motorcycle. It's hot, and riding's fun. I would rather do the fun thing than the hot thing. So, let's turn a key, let's talk about a sponsor, let's do some stuff, and let's get to riding. Alright, boys and girls, that's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like now. You guys know we got to pay some bills for that beautiful camera car footage that we're going to be looking at. So, let's talk about a sponsor real quick, and then let's get to riding.
Guys, this video is sponsored by Hone. For you guys that don't know, Hone helps you optimize your natural hormone levels. Now, although I'm not a medical expert, Hone Health is, and they'll be there every step of the way. After 30, a man's hormone levels decrease by 1 to 2% per year. What Hone does is work with real licensed physicians, real science, and real FDA-approved methods of treatment. Their optimization can lead to a ton of benefits like increased muscle mass, decreased body fat, improved focus, a healthier sex life, stabilize mood, and even help with stress management. Lord God, I know I need that. The best way to know if you have a hormone issue is to get tested. Hone allows you to do that from the comfort of your own home. Home, not Hone. Hone even has a blog that offers educational content like what foods you can do to boost or decrease your testosterone levels so you can modify your diet to help as well. The cool thing is this is not a set it and forget it plan. As your body adapts to the hormone optimization plan, your doctor will continue to hone, get it? See what they did there, your prescription dosage to make sure you're getting the best results possible. So if Hone is something you guys are interested in, head over to honehealth.com/chase to get even more information and receive 25% off so that you can order Hone's easy-to-use at-home assessment today and take control of your health and future. And without further ado, I'm going to take control of this monster. Let's get to the first ride.
Alrighty guys, you did your due diligence. You've watched the ads. I appreciate it. If it wasn't for the ads and you guys watching them and clicking on the ad things, we would not be able to have beautiful camera car footage that you guys know and love. Now, 2021 Ducati Monster. This is a 900cc. Let's... Sounds very monster-like. You guys already know what it sounds like because you heard the sound check. Alright guys, sitting on the motorcycle, look how thin. This bike looks incredibly thin. And look at my knees. Can I get, hold on, let me get this in front of this glass window. Guys, look how bent my knees are. So this is, I'm 5'10", 32-inch inseam, wiggling back and forth. It does feel a little heavy, interestingly, but it looks light. Alright, it's too hot to stand still here. We're in touring mode. Let's hold that down. Let's go to urban because we got to start in urban. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something about the dash real quick. We won't talk too long about it, but if we go into the rider modes, check this out. So if we go to sport, it shows you the engine is highlighted in red. Watch what happens when we go to DCT, which is Ducati traction control. It shows the rear wheel is red. ABS shows the brakes are red. Wheelie, DWC Ducati wheelie control, front wheel. Watch what happens. No numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Performance? Do I want performance or do I want safe and stable? Obviously, you can see the number correlation with this, but this non-number crap, this is where things need to go. When I saw this, when we were kind of like standing around the motorcycle, that by itself makes me say Ducati is number one in the game right now when it comes to dashes. Ducati, I'm very impressed. Let's get this video going. And guys, while we're waiting in traffic, I would invite you guys to go check out our motorcycle Discord page. It's where me and the guys hang out during the week, and it's we're trying to build a motorcycle community of people that, you know, we're just interested in motorcycles. You guys can recommend bikes you want me to do first rides on. We got gear review giveaway series going on over there, and it's totally free. You guys don't have to pay for anything. So if you click that link down below, you'll check that out. I think a lot of you guys would really enjoy it. We've got a really cool motorcycle community going on over there, and while you click on that, I'm going to get going. Oh, quick shifter. Oh, hell yes. Wait, do we have it's up and down, right? Oh, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here on the 2021 Ducati Monster. So there are a couple different models for the Ducati Monster, guys, but they're not that different. We are currently on the Ducati Monster Plus, and the only thing you get with the Plus model, now granted, it's only like 300 bucks or so difference, but you get this little bikini fairing, and you get the rear seat cover, looks like a cowl. You get that, and that's the only difference. That's the Monster Plus. If you get the regular Monster, everything's the same, minus the little cowl and minus the little bikini fairing up front. So pretty interesting way of doing two different models. I don't really think they should call them models, because it's like, those are just like little accessories, but if I've done my research correctly, what I understand is most people that buy Monsters get those modifications, those accessories. So Ducati's just offering you a way of just quickly getting the mods that most people get anyway. So guys, 2021 Monster, let's talk about body position real quick. My legs are tucked up a little bit, but they're very comfortable. My arms are very straight out in front of me. My back's upright. I'm slightly leaned forward. I feel like I am in a extremely comfortable body position. The seat is kind of cupping my butt, and it does make me stay in the same spot a little. I don't feel like I can move around this seat much, but I will say the seat's kind of comfortable. And I think something that's leading to the bike feeling like it's, you know, so short person friendly is because it's narrow at the end, like right here. I've got a good stable position on the ground. This is something a lot of people have been talking about. Look at the gas tank. Look how it just like comes up and flares out, and I'm not sure how this is gonna come across in the GoPro, but do you guys see how thin this bike looks? Kind of crazy, man. Kind of interesting. When I first saw this Monster, and before I had done any research on it, I thought this was like a new version of the 796 Monster that they used to have back in the day, because it's so small, or at least it looks so small. And then I find out that this beast has got a 900 something cc engine in it, like a V-twin, and I'm like, holy cow, man. Engines are getting powerful and tiny, it seems. So we're in urban mode here, and I will say, guys, this is a brand new motorcycle. We've got 28 miles on it. So like I tell you guys, with all brand new motorcycles, they are going to be toned down a little bit. That goes with almost every brand new motorcycle. They're just not broken in yet. So when you guys see me do a first ride on a motorcycle that's brand new, just when I'm talking about the power delivery and how strong the bike is power-wise and engine-wise, I would say safely assume that the bike will end up being about 10 to 20% faster than it currently is, because the bikes do take some time to break in. So if you guys ever hear me talk about a bike feels underpowered and it's brand new, remember that it'll probably get a little quicker down the road. While we're sitting here in traffic, I'll touch on the clutch real quick. So far, I wouldn't say the bike has a light clutch, but I would say like a medium to light clutch. It's not heavy at all. It feels really comfortable. I prefer this level of clutch. I don't like those super light clutches. You can barely feel anything. I'm really happy with the level of tension I have here on the Monster. We also have adjustable levers. I adjusted the brake lever before we got going. which is always nice. It's always nice to be able to customize the motorcycles that you're on. I love upright body positions when it comes to stupid traffic like this. The bike is so easy to stay balanced. I've got no problem. My back's not hunched over. This is like an urban motorcycle, man. This is where this bike is made to shine. It feels so good riding it in traffic and like slower speeds, riding and maneuvering around traffic. Oh, where did that sound come from? Where was that at? Like 5,000, 6,000? That sounded awesome. Wow, that sounds like an entirely different motorcycle right there, ladies and gentlemen. Heck yeah, I am fully for that. Let's try out this downshifter. Yeah, yes, on an entry-level bike. And guys, that's something we should bring up. This Ducati Monster is Ducati's entry-level motorcycle. This is their low ball to the industry. You know, you can get the base model for, I think, 11,900, and then you can get the Ducati Plus for like 12,100. I am shocked at how much tech Ducati has put in this monster as their entry-level option. And this is something that I've talked about all the time. You know, people that are getting into the motorcycling industry, these are the people that need rider aids the most. So it doesn't make a ton of sense that all of the rider aids that we typically see are in the more high-level motorcycles. Now, I totally understand the whole mentality of like, you know, the rider aids are in bigger motorcycles because the people hypothetically with bigger motorcycles are going to be using them to the limit more. But I think the argument is, all right, let's see where it gets strong. Oh, it's at like 5,500. I think the argument is there for people that are new to motorcycling would massively benefit from the stuff that this monster has. So like a 6-axis IMU, traction control, cornering ABS, cornering traction control, just wheelie control. There's so many settings that you have on this motorcycle. And the one thing I would say is, one of the things about that being in an entry-level model is, yes, that could be a little intimidating for somebody starting out riding, but I would rather somebody new to riding have that technology in their motorcycle that they buy, and then whenever they're comfortable, they start dialing in the settings as they want. It adds so much flexibility to the motorcycle that you have. We've been in urban mode far too long, guys. I apologize. We need to be in touring mode. And just like that, we hold this button down. It takes us to the menu. We can see all of our settings right there. There's a lot of info on this screen. I'm not going to lie. Like you guys can tell, there's a lot of stuff going on. But I feel like once you get acclimated with that screen, you should be okay. There is a lot of info on that screen, guys. That's probably what I would say is the main downfall of the screen. It's just that they're trying to give you too much info at one time. I do know that some Ducatis, when you put them in sport mode, it kind of changes that screen up. So I'm interested, once we get up here on the highway, I'll be interested to see if the screen changes at all in sport mode. So guys, right now we're kind of bogging the bike down at 5,000 going 40. It's starting to feel like a Ducati. I don't know if you guys can see the handlebars right here, but they are shaking all over the place. Very Ducati-esque to be riding the motorcycle in too high of a gear and the bike's just kind of not happy with it. Like that V-twin will pull us out of it, no problem. But look at that. When we get to going where it wants to go, everything smooths out. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that it does that. It gives it a very Ducati vibe, you know. Classically, Ducatis are never happy when you're not riding the piss out of them. So it is kind of cool that it can do that. Not can do that. It's cool that it does that. And power-wise, I'm feeling really good about this V-twin. You know, even when I've bogged it down a few times back here, it pulls us out with no problem at all. Even at like, I was going like 40 in fifth, and it still had that torque. I'm really interested to see what the highway feels like once we get in sport mode though. So we got a red light here. Let's go ahead and take advantage, holding the button in. Sport puts us in engine high, traction control 3, ABS 2, lots of stuff. No time to say. So now we should have all the beans. We're in sport mode now. We haven't broken this bike in, so it's not going to give us all the beans, but like, you know, should give us like 80% of the can. All right, entering Mexico, and let's go. I got to remember, I got that quick shifter. I need to take advantage. Getting on over. There's the sound I want. There she blows. That bikini fairing's doing nothing for me, but woohoo! All right, we're gonna chill it down. I feel terrible putting that bike through that. Shockingly, I don't feel terrible about the wind right now, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I am so thrilled with the sound of doing this that I don't care. That might be in the top 5 stock motorcycle sounds, and it only happens when you're getting on it, which is awesome. It's like, because when you're getting on the bike, that's when you really want to have a gross sounding exhaust, because when you're just chilling, you don't want to have to deal with that noise. And it's stock like this, man. It's no modification. I like that. So wind wise, guys, we got a lot of wind on us, but I don't really mind it. It's, you know, it's hitting me. I'm having to hold on. I'm not having to, like, we can hold it light. It's not that bad. I do, now that I'm on the highway, feel like I'm sitting in the motorcycle more, which is like that lower seat. I only feel slightly like I'm being blown around. I don't feel like it's dangerous at all, but I would call this like semi-stable on the highway. You would have no problem commuting at highway speeds, because, you know, we're going 95. It just is fine in doing that. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I am surprised how good this bike feels on the highway. It's a naked bike. It should feel terrible, and it does not feel terrible. It feels okay, which is, you know, on the naked bike spectrum, pretty great. Yeah, I would totally commute to work on this thing, man. If anything, just to hear this. Ah, so good. All right, guys, we're gonna be slowing down up here to get off the highway. What a good showing, man. I am impressed. Ducati, you get a clap from me. I don't have cruise control, so I can't engage that to clap. There you go. Look at that. You made a naked bike not suck on the highway. I give you props for that. Yeah, guys, we're going like 67. This is nothing. I'm not even worried about the wind, honestly. If I was so that's like, you know, regular highway speeds. We got this quick shifter. We're going down. Let's see what it see if it settles into a turn. See how it feels. Suspension feels all right. We've got non-adjustable front forks. They don't feel bad. I don't feel like I'm locked in on a railroad right now. You know, they're a little soft for me right now, but if that leads to a more comfortable ride, I might make the sacrifice. Let's check some brakes out. Ooh, that rear brake, I can barely get to that thing. God almighty. Where is the rear brake? Whoa, dude, that rear brake is so low. I have to pivot my leg forward to even use it. My goodness. I hope that's adjustable, because if that's not, that's terrible. All right, so guys, while I compose myself off of the highway, let's jump over to the camera car and talk with those guys and see what they think about the bike.
Don't know how I feel about it. I'm sort of a monster enthusiast. It has a couple of the things that I like. It's, you know, got the 796 kind of styling gas tank. It's got a bikini fairing on it. Like, it has all the monster things except for the trellis frame. They've moved in a new direction with this headlight. Not sure how I feel about that one either. I would really love to give this thing a ride and kind of see how it sounds with an aftermarket exhaust as well. Ducati's going in a new direction, and I'm excited to see where it'll lead.
I like the way this bike looks. It does look a little inexpensive for a Ducati, although I know it's not. It has a fantastic electronic suite, and the TFT gauge cluster is pretty amazing. It has a really nice look to it. It looks very narrow and flickable, and it looks like a nice bike to ride. Not a real big fan of the shape of the gas tank. How high the gas cap sits for me is kind of a weird eyesore kind of thing. I do like the daytime running light headlight. on it. All in all, it's a pretty cool looking machine, although it is a little bit of a little further away from what you would expect from Ducati. It is still a pretty nice machine, and I would like to take it for a ride as well.
All right, camera car dudes, thank you so much for your opinions, and more importantly, thank you, Cardo, for providing our communications during this first ride. If you guys want to check out Cardo's, we'll have links for them in the description. They're the Bluetooth that we use on all of our videos and everybody in the shop's helmets. So guys, rear brake, probably the worst thing about this motorcycle so far. Mostly because I'm not a huge Monster fanboy, so I don't really care about the trellis frame. Front brake, we do have Brimbos all around, and let's get into a situation where we need front brake. Front brake feeling good and feeling strong. I am very happy with that. Oh look, we got an opportunity. God, yes, and that is not even broken in yet, fam. I'm gonna try out this front brake. I'm gonna come into this a little hotter than I probably should. Good engine braking too, I love it. Oh my God, coming in and brake, yes. Bike dives down a lot in the front. I'm assuming that's because of the little bit softer suspension, which is what we talked about in the turn. But the brakes feel so good that they just dive you in. Quick shifter's not dropping us into neutral on accident. Love to see that. So guys, we need to talk about the monster factor of this monster. If you guys aren't familiar, Ducati classically has had this cool trellis frame on the Monster. And in this model, they've kind of gone away from that. We're looking at more of like a Panigale style monocoque frame. So that has got a lot of people up in arms because, you know, people get attached to what a bike is supposed to look like and its classicness of what that bike is. And I think a lot of people associated that trellis frame with Monsters. So if you guys watch a lot of videos, you might notice people complaining about that. I gotta be honest, I do like the look of trellis frames on motorcycles, but it's not a make or break for me. After riding that BMW F900, I've realized that an engine and the controls and the electronics are far more important than tiny visual details. And I gotta say, the engine of this Monster, I am loving it. I love the sound that it initiates, that kind of weird noise when you're really getting on it, and then when you're chilling, it's kind of like I don't even know if that noise happened when we were doing the sound check. Like, this has been a like on the ride only type thing. So we're stuck at a red light, so let's talk about controls, gentlemen and ladies, of course. So we got high beam, little toggle here. We've got high beam, low beam controls here, a horn. Got hazards, which is always great. I love having those. And we got a starter. Pretty simple. See, this is a great example of you can have a very simple control setup even though you have a complicated menu system. Now, I do think Ducati could probably do a little better about making this not so visibly clustered, because we're dealing with the tiniest screen, guys. Look at that. It's tiny. There's my finger for reference. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of real estate there. I would like to have seen them maybe give me different menu options. Triumph does this where Triumph screens, you can select between a few different screens. I think that's a great idea. I would love for Ducati to have that, me to be able to select through different screens. Let's double check that we can't do that. Turn signals, I'm not seeing that, and that's through the entire menu. So it doesn't look like I can select what the screen looks like, but I would love to have a layout option, you know, like have like a minimal layout option, a full layout option, maybe a race layout option. That would be really cool. I would dig the hell out of that. All right, let's get her going. You know, guys, as I'm sitting here riding this thing around, leaning it over, the bike feels fine leaned over. It feels totally adequate to want, like, when I lean it over, the bike doesn't make me feel like it doesn't want to lean over, which is cool because it's a naked, so some nakeds aren't really super happy with leaning over because, you know, they've kind of compromised a little bit of the aggression for the body style. But this bike it feels like a sport bike that wants to be thrown in a turn, which I can super appreciate. So guys, let's talk more about the aesthetics of this motorcycle. You guys have seen it. You're looking at it right now, the camera car footage. One of the other major changes with this motorcycle is the headlight. If you guys notice, it's got this cool little LED look right now. And the high beam has this little beam coming out of it. Very different from what Ducatis have previously looked like in the past. And this is another big change that a lot of Ducati fans have not been a big fan of. You know, the headlight was one of those defining characteristics of Ducatis, very similar to that Trellis frame. So with that new headlight change and with the Trellis frame taken away, I think that's what's kind of driving Ducati Monster fans to be like, man, I don't like the new Monster. I gotta say, controversial opinion, this might be the best Ducati I've ever ridden for like the road use, for general road purposes. You guys know there's 100% a cop behind me. You guys know that I am a huge fan of naked bikes. I absolutely love them. When you put this many electronic rider aids, like a 6-axis IMU, so I can have cornering traction control and cornering ABS, this is phenomenal, and it makes the bike so rideable. Changing it through the different modes, Ducati's always been good about their modes actually being different. I don't love the fact that Ducati calls them urban and then touring and then sport. I wish the naming convention was a little different, but I love the electronics package, and it makes it so easy to know what you're doing with it. Typically I would not suggest somebody start on a motorcycle like this, or I don't think it would be something that someone could start on, because it's a 900cc, it's a big old boy. But seeing how the engine performs, it's been a long time since I've ridden a motorcycle that I felt so comfortable saying that, you know, taking the Ducati part out of it, this is a motorcycle that you could buy as a starter bike and really grow into it. I don't think I've ever ridden a bike better suited for that right now. But we'll get into more of those opinions after we do this little walk around of it, and I can show you guys more of what I think about the bike. Oh, we got a full parking lot today, and the cop is no longer behind us. Good, we're not going to get our first ride ticket. That's always good. We're all just counting the days, aren't we? Aren't we? Is my parking spot going to be full today? Oh, we might be able to inch out. Okay, cool. We gonna make it. We gonna make it happen. All right, guys, let's do this walk around of the 2021 Ducati Monster. Low fuel. And the color. Oh, I love it. I really do. All right, guys, let's look at this futuristic monster. Literally. We got the Ducati red. You know, guys, we got to do the Ducati red. Come on. It's a beautiful red. Check out the exhaust. Very cool little exhaust. Doesn't look crazy, but it sounds so good. Look at the wheels, too. The wheels got the little monster logo. I love it. You guys will have to let me know how it's been looking on the camera car footage. Here's where I feel like this bike is a little... I feel like there's room for some improvement. Look at this. All this, like, I love how this is supposed to match. That's cool and all. But, guys, like, all this little, like, plastic stuff, I don't know. I mean, it looks fine, but as soon as you get close up on it, it's more of like, oh, come on, dude, we could do better than that. But, guys, this is what I'm talking about. See, we have no trellis frame here. Now it's all the monocoque frame, whatever. And, I mean, I don't care. Bike still looks cool. I'm not going to lie. I love the headlight. I think the headlight looks cool. I think this is pushing Ducati's Monster into the future. And we'll see if Ducati continues to do it. I think this motorcycle, just like this, with a trellis frame, wouldn't have looked right. If I'm going to be honest, I love the red that just stays on top. It's very reminiscent of the CBR 1000 that we're building over on Wreck Bike Rebuild. If you guys want to check it out, we basically build motorcycles and give them away. If you guys want to check it out, we'll have a link down below. But we're doing that same kind of vibe where it's we're blacking out the bottom and just putting the red up top. I love the look of it. I really think Ducati hit it out of the park with this. And that's coming from somebody that's not dedicated to to the monster side. And guys, before we get back on the bike, we have to take an Instagram photo. So if you're not following us over on Instagram, it's at C2WPics. Bro, oh, Ducati red, dude. It hits different. Look at that with the green. Oh my goodness. So guys, go follow us over on Instagram. Go check this photo out. Let us know you came from this YouTube video. We're also on TikTok. We're at Chaseontwowheels on TikTok, and I don't even know what the hell TikTok is, man. The way I look at TikTok is I'm putting appetizer content over on TikTok. If you guys want the full meal here on YouTube, make sure to be subscribed. So good. We don't have single-sided swing arm. Oh, that sucks. I mean, I get it. You know, we're looking at a $12,000 Ducati, which is a lower-priced Ducati, but would have loved to see a single-sided swing arm so we could really show off those wheels. All right, that's enough of that. Let's get on this thing and keep it on rolling, baby. I love this. I love that we're in touring, and it tells me with a quick glance what settings I have on. Traction controls at 5, ABS 3, wheelie controls at 3, quick shifter. That thing is on. We even get a mile indicator for the gas. Check that out. It replaced the gas gauge with a mile meter, so I know I've got 45 miles left. That is awesome. I don't know what to feel about Ducati right now, guys. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it, but all the buttons, all the controls, super tactile. Only behind Triumph is Ducati with their controls. Triumph has just a bit higher premium feeling controls, but I mean, we're talking a 9.5 versus a 10, you know what I'm saying? Controls are always great on Ducatis. I really appreciate that. And guys, as we come to the end here, I have to just echo my opinion. If I was going to buy a Ducati to put some miles on, to be my daily rider, I don't think Ducati makes a better daily rider than this motorcycle right here, if I'm going to be totally honest. You're already going to have to deal with the service costs. Ducatis are notoriously more expensive to get service done on. But this comes in, you know, let's just say you're going to get the Ducati Plus model. This comes in at $12,000, which is not that bad for a Ducati. And this engine is punchy enough that I honestly think if you've got the cash and you want to start out on something like this, obviously, you know, you're going to start out, you're going to keep it in urban mode. The only issue you're going to come across is this bike is a little heavy. So if you're not used to that weight of a motorcycle, that is going to be a little complicated. But with all of the electronics, it actually makes me think that this bike could legitimately be an entry-level motorcycle. And I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, Chase, it's a 900cc motorcycle. There is no way somebody should start on this thing. But I'm telling you guys, all they have to do, make sure it's in urban mode, make sure the engine is in the lowest power setting, and I honestly feel like I would not feel bad about recommending this. It would be a powerful starter bike, no lie. You know, like if you're considering this or an R3, I don't think you shouldn't consider this with an R3. This is for somebody, you know, I get these messages all the time. Chase, I've been riding dirt bike for all my younger life, and I'm looking at finally getting on a street bike, so I want something a little more powerful. Somebody like that could 100% get on this thing and feel 100% careful and capable. I honestly think this might be the best easy riding Ducati that is fully capable of being a psychopath if you want it. I am shocked at how well Ducati did with this bike. And guys, before I get out of here, I got to give a shout out to my guys over at Mountain Motorsports. If it wasn't for them, that's where we started. We'll have links for them in the description. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't get to ride all these motorcycles for you guys. So give those guys some love. Go check them out. If you're looking into your next motorcycle purchase and you're even close to the Georgia area, it is well worth going and checking out one of their dealerships. They have 5 or 6 up here in North Georgia, and they have a massive inventory. So if anything, you can come and sit on all these motorcycles, see which one fits you better. And if you tell them Chaseontwowheels sent you, you just might get a little discount. Hashtag you're welcome. But guys, yeah, I love this motorcycle. And if you're at this point in the video, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you like motorcycle content. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Later. Outro crew, what's up? Glad to see you guys here at the end of the video again. Massively appreciate you guys getting to the end. Now, I know you guys have already liked the video because that's what you guys do. Let me know. Does this seem like the best motorcycle for the best daily rider motorcycle that Ducati makes? You know, based on this first drive video that you guys have just watched, because all the electronic aids, an engine that can grow into you as you get more comfortable with it, a super comfortable body position, man, it's got everything you need for that daily riding motorcycle that you are just going to ride day in, day out. And it comes in at a great price point. None of this crazy V4 expensive shit. Just, you know, a good bike for a pretty decent price. I think Ducati knocked it out of the park. But anyways, guys, I'm Chaseontwowheels. Make sure to put OC in your comment. That stands for Outro Crew. That's how I know you guys got to the end of the video. And that's how I know to love you guys a little bit longer than everybody else. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.